Good afternoon, Facebook family. Woo-wee! We got something hot to talk about today. This is your girl Latrice, your Take Back Your Life coach. For those of you who may be tuning in live for the very first time, I am so excited to speak with you today. Let me just first of all tell you who I am. I'm Latrice Levitt. I'm your Take Back Your Life coach. I got a very powerful message, so please do your best to listen to this, okay? Why should you listen to this? Because I was talking to the source today. Woo! You know the source of all things. You know the source that created both you and me. You know the source that created everything in the world and everybody don't know about that. Yes, that source. Yes, that's the one I'm talking about. The only one that's the true source. Well, y'all know that's like my boo. I love God. Sometimes I call him source. Sometimes I call him God. Whatever it is, right? That's how I connect. You have your own way in which you connect. But today I was having a conversation with God because, I love people. Like, I love you and me. Like, I love them all. Like, I don't let all of this divisive stuff stand in our way of connecting, because I know why I'm here, and I'm trying to show other people why they're here, because we're in some spiritual times now, and so God has empowered me to support people because I'm a Take Back Your Life spiritual health and wellness coach, and my goal is to help people to become whole, particularly around this time, right? So today, as I was having a conversation with, let me turn this light up a little bit. Okay. That feels better. Okay, so today when I was having my conversation, I woke up feeling good, empowered, right? And I said, hey, God, what we going to talk to the people about? Because I don't come in here without having a conversation with God. See, I don't need y'all to like me. I'm not looking to become famous. I am a behind-the-scenes person. I am a spiritual health and wellness coach, so I am extending an invitation for you to work out some pain and process some stuff in your life, because 7 billion of us on the planet, and all 7 billion of y'all got a problem. And some of us got some real deep problems that we are dealing with today, and I'm here to help you deal with them. But God had a message for me today. But I love music, so I always got to have some background. Ooh. And when I'm going in, I always got to go from 0 to 100. Come on, Drake, you got to help me. So today, ladies and gentlemen, when I was talking to God, and I said, God, what are we going to talk to the people about today? Woo! And you know what he told me? He said, ask him, what would Judas do? I was like, what? What do you mean, what would Judas do? I mean, don't you want me to know more about what Jesus would do? He said, you know what? Y'all been talking about Jesus for a long time. Some listen, some don't. Some know it more than you do. And they ignore it, they just know about it. Everybody got an opinion about Jesus. People know about Jesus, but they're more familiar with Judas. I was like, you know what? I don't know much about Judas. I was like, so, since I don't know as much about Judas, let me go and do some study. So, when I started looking at this thing, and I went into meditation, because y'all, this ain't no head game. This some stuff you got to pull from your spirit. See, you in spiritual times, you can't think through what I'm about to share with you. You got to get quiet. You got to pause. You got to ask for the spiritual download. Because God was like, this wasn't no superficial understanding. We got to go in deep. And when I start thinking about Judas, after I read the story a little deeper about what Judas was actually put here to do, I started realizing, wow, Judas Jesus. What do they have in common? Well, their names both start with a J. Both names got 5 letters. Both end in S. But they are opposing forces on the planet at the same time. See, Jesus believed in love. And based on his actions, Judas believed in fear. So you mean to tell me that the enemy was one of Jesus's homeboys? Now, I'm not going to sit up here and just assume you know who Jesus is, because for many years, I did not know who the real Jesus was. I mean, I went to school, I went to Catholic school, and they talked about Jesus. I went to church, I listened to gospel songs. I mean, I found my way lost and found. I didn't know who the real Jesus was until I decided to give up on all of these other things that weren't really making him clear and go in and learn who he was myself. So I find myself, when people say Jesus, I'm like, well, what Jesus are you talking about? Because we may not be talking about the same Jesus. And most of the time, we not. Like, we at a point now, will the real Jesus please stand up? That's the kind of times we in right now, because you got so much information. And that's why God warned us in his word that his people will perish for lack of knowledge. So we're in a time now where you either rolling with Jesus or you rolling with Judas. That's why I have to talk to you today about who Judas was, so you can determine if you saying you rolling with Judas, but you really rolling with Jesus, but you really riding with. If you saying that you rolling with Jesus, but you might be rolling with Judas, I don't want you confused. So I want to take a moment and break down who both of them were. And then you will then know who you really rocking with. Because Judas was not just a man. Judas was a spirit. And Jesus wasn't just a man. Jesus is a spirit. And both of those spirits are on the planet right now. They're both forces on the planet right now. So it would only be appropriate that when I asked God, when I gave my life over and said, okay, I am ready to do what you would have me to do, that he would start teaching me more about spirits. Because they are among us. Because they're not just among us, they are within us. And with all this information out here, I love you too much for you to be operating in one spirit, but saying you connected to another. So let me take the time to see if you rock really with Jesus, which is love, or if you really rocking with Judas, which is fear. So when I first got this message, I was saying to myself, God, I'm the happiest woman on the planet. What the hell are we doing here? I'm not supposed to come on here doing anything Look, I told you I'm not a minister. I love you and I want to talk I want to talk about you, but I like cocktails. I like cursing. I don't want to be no minister. I want to tell people who you are to me, and I want them to learn about that through me. But I don't want them coming after me. He said, but if I'm for you, who can come against you? I said, what? He said, I said, if I'm for you, Latrice, who the hell can come against you? Oh, I sat back and I said, damn, that must make me unfuckwithable. I'm unfuckwithable. Now, y'all might be wondering, damn, what kind of word is that? I kind of made that shit up. Well, maybe I heard it from somebody else and chose to use it, and I'm going to say I made it up. I don't know. But it ain't really a curse word. That when you unfuckwithable, that means you believe in Jesus and you're not worried or caring about or afraid of any other spirit, because he got you. It got a curse word in it, but you know, Jesus always take what the devil made for bad and turn it for good. So now since I'm unfuckwithable, I can tell you who Jesus really is to me. Because I'm unfuckwithable. Because he got my back. So I ain't even afraid of the message. Because all I am is a messenger. I'm not going to tell you what to believe, because he died for you to be free. That's not my contract with God. I ain't trying to die for y'all to be free. I'm trying to tell y'all how you can get to freedom and hope that you get there. That's all I'm trying to do. Okay, so let's go into our message. Now, before you understand who Judas is, you need to understand who Jesus really was. Not who they say he was, because they could be telling y'all a whole lot of stuff for a whole lot of reasons. Because people prey on the ignorant and who they consider to be weak. They tell you what they want for their own gain. So I'm going to tell you who the real Jesus was. See, Jesus was a divine being, spiritual being, that came into the planet, and he was a divine being from the source who occupied a human body. Seems like we got a lot in common with him, right? He was a life coach. But what made him so powerful was that he never disconnected from the source in which he came from, because he was cultivated in an environment where he was protected from the corruption of the world. He was an uncorrupted spirit. He was groomed to keep his energy in a divine space, so his mind and his heart remain open and uncorruptible. He is what we are when we are not programmed. So he was sent here to teach us, because he was our life coach. He was enlightened, and he was a life coach to show us our power that God created us in, and give us permission to use this power to become free from the programs of the world that we are living in, because there was a program world there too. See, when Jesus was born, there was corruption. When Jesus was born, there was some kind of racism or ism. They were separated about something. Trust me. There was a system in place, and he came to be another demonstration of a system that was above that system. And so what made him so dope was that he was in this world, but he wasn't of it. Because if you in this world, you can't be powerful. Now you enslaved to the powers that hold you. You got to learn how to operate. You got to be in it, but not operate in it. And that's what he was masterful of, because he was never corrupted. That made Jesus weird. Because they ain't never seen no shit like that. Because they were all enslaved by the system. So his very presence set people free, because they didn't ever see people roll that way. Right? He was a masterful metaphysician. See, Jesus was gifted. He was sick with his skills. He was the LeBron James of his time in what he did. He was the Beyonce or the Jay-Z's. He was number one at what he did. And what his skill set was, as a spiritual being, he understood how the mind worked. He understood how the body worked. He understood how his spiritual technology worked, integrating mind and body and heart technology. And he knew how to use his spirit to make the best use of this body. So he was a scientist. He was an astronomer. He was a master of mathematics because this world is on a system of mathematics, okay? I'm sorry, y'all. My music went off. So I had to take a bit of a break and let y'all take all that in. Now, at the same time, he was a master of Reiki and healing arts because those are sciences of how to heal the body. So when you think about the idea of a spiritual being stepping out into the world and using the earth to heal, he understood the power of what God created. That's why he could that's why he could perform miracles. And then he told you, damn it, if y'all pay attention to what I'm showing you, you can do this shit too. So he understood the law of increase. That's how you could he took 2 loaves of bread and 2 fish and 5 loaves, and he fed thousands. He understood the laws of the universe. He understood the laws of nature. He understood the laws of the universe. He didn't worship a universe. He understood there's a science of a universe. What he did, the best of what he did, is remain connected to the source of it, what empowered him, and that made him supernatural. And people were following him because of his gifts and talents. And he was only trying to demonstrate for you and I and for them how to do it on earth ourselves so we would not be enslaved to a system. So he knew probably Reiki and massage and palm healing. He knew it all. Why wouldn't he? He was unlimited. And when you are unlimited, you see how all of these things are integrated. Can the real Jesus please stand up? He was righteousness, which is love. That's what he was. He was righteousness and he was love. And at the end of the day, that is what righteousness is at its best. So he came to demonstrate it for us. Now, he knew he was unlimited, and he came to teach you how to be unlimited. That's enough about Jesus. There's a whole bunch of scriptures and there's a lot of books out there to further support what I said or go against it. I don't know. But that's who the real Jesus was. Now let me tell you who Judas was. Judas was a broken soul that Jesus, because he was a healer, Jesus was attracted to imperfect people. He was attracted to you and I because he was a life coach. Life coaches, real life coaches, are attracted to broken people because they come to help them to become whole. So Judas was a broken soul, but he didn't want to release his demons. Jesus was trying to teach him. He was trying to guide him. He was trying to instruct him. He was trying to inspire him. Do y'all have some people, that's what you're trying to do in your life? You're trying to show them the way. Because Jesus saw Judas's potential. But see, Judas had been deeply injured. He was attracted to Jesus' message because he wanted that freedom. And Jesus was so dope with it. Why wouldn't you follow somebody who walking on water? Why wouldn't you follow somebody, the child was dead and now the child can live? What? I'm following his ass too. How is this man doing this? So Judas was attracted to the message, but Judas lived in a state of fear because he suffered from pain. See, he was confused. He was worldly. Judas was enslaved to the thinking of this world. He didn't know what to believe because this world had Judas. So Judas' mindset was all about that money. Judas was enslaved to fear. See, fear got you thinking all about that money. Not wealth, about that that money. Because see, wealth is an inside game. See, wealth is a holistic state of wellness. When you achieve wholeness, now you have wealth. Judas was about that paper. How many people y'all know is about that paper? See, that money was more important to him than Jesus. That money was more important to him than God. That money was more important to him than righteousness. And see, when you only think about money, you're surrounded by fear because you made that your God. See, Judas was worshiping money and the idea of having it, and he was willing to do anything to get it, even follow Jesus. Let me see how powerful he was. See, Judas followed Jesus with an agenda. He wanted to be free, but because he had a love of money, let me see what I could do with this message that this supposedly Savior, supposedly Son of God. Let me just follow and see what I can do with this. See, Judas was selfish. He said, you know what, fuck people. It's about me. It's about what I want. That's what Judas. I'm telling you, this was a disciple in Judas, and this was one of the 12 disciples. Learning everything from Jesus. He didn't give a damn about people. He didn't really give a damn about Jesus. See, Judas was a pimp. Judas was a pimp. See, when y'all think about pimps, I'm not talking about the traditional pimps. There are pimps among us. I'm not talking about the pimp that have women out on the street or pimps out here that are doing human trafficking. No. Pimping is selling people's energy for your good. That's what a pimp was. A pimp was a plantation owner. Different kind of pimping. Pimps and drug dealers, they all in the same kind of business. You selling people's energy for your good. See, that's what pimps do. Judas was a pimp. He was there to pimp Jesus. That's why he sold him. In this message, I also want you to know that Jesus' source told me to tell you, for those of you that this may apply to, this ain't me. This is the message I got. Stop pimping his message. For you pimps in the pulpit, it's pimps. It's a thin line between pimping and preaching. See, there are pimps in the pulpit. There's pimps in government. There's pimps in business. Pimps, the Judas spirit is among us. Let me also tell you, Judas was greedy. Because you can't have nobody to love money. You can't have nobody who love money and not be greedy. I'm letting y'all know about the spirit of what killed Jesus. Or who set Jesus up to get killed. So you can identify who Judas is in your life on your television screen. Might be signing your check. You might be married to one. You might be one yourself. See, Judas was not a man. He was a spirit. And since we spiritual beings, you can let anything come into this vessel. So when I ask God today, what are we going to talk about? I'm thinking we're going to talk about what would Jesus do? No, he told me we're going to talk about what does Judas do? What would Judas do? Because you need to understand that you're going to have to choose between love or fear. And if Jesus' spirit is a spirit of love and Judas' spirit is a spirit of fear, that's what you choose. Now let me tell you another thing about Judas. Judas rejected getting help. Judas didn't want to be healed. him bring people back from the dead. You've seen him help people eat 5,000 with 5 loaves and 2 loaves. With 5, what is the day? What was it? Was it 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish? Yes. 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish? Yes. You see this man walking on water. You know he's a healer. You know you broken, but you don't want to be healed because you didn't ask him, put your hands on me. You didn't ask him, help me get past this pain I'm feeling. He didn't want to be healed. And because he did not want to be healed, he rejected Jesus' help. But Jesus also let me know that Judas was jealous. How many people got people in your life that's jealous of you? See, Judas was sitting back watching Jesus with envy. How the hell he do that? Jesus out here healing people, helping people, coming here to teach. Judas was back there hating on him. How many of y'all know some haters? How many of y'all got some haters in your life? They was down with you when you was on your ass. When life kicked you down, they were walking all over you. Oh no, they was happy. They were having pity. They may have been praying with you. Then you began to rise. Because everything that hits the bottom, the only place you got to go, you got to start coming up. And then they was looking at you eye to eye, and it was cool. But then you started growing, and the relationship changed. See, Jesus was one of them at one time. But then his skills was so sick, it made people uncomfortable. See, Judas was a friend or someone who Jesus wanted to help and be his brother, because Jesus saw his brokenness, so he wanted to show him how to rise, how to elevate, how to ascend to another dimension in life. And Judas was getting the fruits, but he had an agenda because he decided that he loved that paper more than he loved that Savior. And Savior meaning that when you have knowledge of self of who you really are, you free. You could be saved from the programming of this world. You can do what you came here to do. Right? But Judas, he didn't want healing. He was a hater. He was jealous. He was a liar. Because at that table, the Last Supper, y'all know this Last Supper that we reenact, well, in Catholic Church, we reenact every time we went. We drank the wine and we had the bread and all of that. Well, at the Last Supper, this is when Jesus and his friends got together and had the final feast before he was crucified. Judas was at the table, and he told him, Jesus received a download. What I mean by download, as a spiritual being, you will gain the skill and the ability to discern. It is a gift from God. So instantly, you know how all of us have had those moments when something just pops into your awareness that you know that came from God. See, Jesus had that kind of relationship, obviously. So at the table, while he was having conversation with the 12, he let them know, one of y'all gonna betray me. Now, trust me, Judas knew it was like Jesus was calling Judas' ass out at the table, letting him know, don't think you're getting away with this shit. I'm here to fulfill a prophecy, so I'm going to let it go down, but I'm going to let you know I know who you are. He was calling him out. Judas, what did Judas do? They lied. Judas said, Well, all of them start saying, is it me, God? Is it me, Lord? Is it me, Jesus? Is it me? Because everybody questioning, like, where he coming from with that? Judas knew who he was talking to because Judas already had the contract. He had already went and said, how much are you going to give me if I deliver you to Jesus? He had already started negotiating to betray him. So Judas is at the table kind of like, I can't even believe that he know this, but dumbass, why wouldn't he know? You know he perfect. So Judas was a nigga, and you heard me say it. Judas was a nigga. I didn't say he was black. See, let me tell y'all about niggas. Niggas ain't got no color on it. It was some niggas that came up with the word nigga. See, it was created out of a spirit of Judas. But the word has become used however you want to use it. So you can use it for good or bad. But Judas was this deceitful spirit at the table, pretending like he didn't do any wrong. Is it me, Lord? And Jesus said, yes, you. You did it. I see you, boo. He was a thief because liars are thieves. But at the heart of who Judas was a broken spirit that suffered with a lot of pain. And God blessed him with the way for him to become free, but he was so enslaved to a system of money. When righteousness showed up, he decided to walk away and ghost Jesus and make a deal with the system to deliver Jesus for some damn money. 30 damn pieces of silver, so it wasn't shit. So, ladies and gentlemen, at the end, what I can say is that Judas really reveals what a lot of us have encountered in our life. We encountered and we have seen Judas's. It was a Judas that killed King. It's a Judas that probably killed a whole lot of people out here, because that's what they do. Judases seek to kill, steal, and destroy. He was tortured by a demonic spirit because he was not whole. And that spirit convinced him to sell Jesus. But see, God had a higher calling, so you needed Judas to show the power of Jesus. So it was all used for the good. But in the end, what did Judas do? He realized that his demons got the best of him. He fell into a space of guilt and shame. He was mentally tortured, and then he committed suicide. So I just want to let y'all know that the bigger message here, this is a message to the spirit of Judas. See, the spirit of Judas has been fighting against the Lion of Judah, like forever. It's two opposing forces. The spirit of Judas and the Lion of Judah, which is Jesus' spirit. They are opposing forces in the land. And we're going to have to come down and decide in the times that we're moving in right now, that we're living in right now, what spirit are you rocking with? What spirit are you rocking with? And you can't say that you don't know no more, because I done broke this shit down. But I want to let you know, for the spirit of Judas, the harvest is here. It's your time to reap what you have sown. That's the other part of this message. Judas, the spirit of Judas. You know the laws of this universe. What you sow, you must reap. So you plant seeds in the earth to destroy righteousness. You about to reap what you have sown, because the harvest is here for everybody. It don't matter what seed you've been planting. But this message coming forth from the source today is to let you know all of it's about to get dealt with. It's being dealt with right now. See, Judas was a pimp, so pimps, you about to get dealt with. You probably getting dealt with right now. And if not, you're going to be dealt with because you've taken too much away from God's people. And you've hurt too many people. And a lot of people are living in pain because of you and your agenda. You've stolen too much energy that God wanted to use for his purpose. The spirit of Judas, the spirit of Judas is about to be humbled and healed. Because in the end, because as we see now, see, the story is still unfolding. I'm telling you a story that happened 2,000 years ago. But see, God he don't operate by your time. He don't operate by my time. He created time. The spirit of Judas, it's time for you to get dealt with. However you showing up. Because in the end, righteousness is going to rule the land. So time is up. Amen. Now, I don't know if that helped y'all out here or not. I hope it did. Because, Lord, I struggle like hell to tell you today. Because, you know, guys, I'm the happiest woman on the planet. Why God give me heavy messages? But when he told me I was an unfuckwithable, I said, okay, I can do it. And he said, this is what's going to keep you free and happy, telling that damn truth. So I'm getting used to doing it. So for those of y'all out here, because all of us have been hurt by some Judases. You've been, how many of y'all feel like you've been pimped? You've been lied to. Somebody has stolen something from you. It was some Judases. You know, Judas is a rapist. Take at all costs. A thief. Greedy. It's an oppressive spirit. And God just used Judas to show you, y'all think he killed me? He killed the body. Because I'm spirit, I live on. See, I'm living in him now. I'm living in her now. I'm living in her now. Him now. Her now. Her now. You can't kill righteousness. You just show how powerful we are when we come back and live again. Can't kill righteousness. You just show how powerful we are when you take your best shot and we come back and we live again. Because we take back our life from anything that's trying to kill us. That's what my life coach taught me. What's your life coach teaching you? Do you even have a damn life coach? Man, how are you navigating this stuff to prevent yourself from being hit by the spirit of Judas or healing from a spirit of Judas so you can get back over here to the spirit of righteousness? Because if that spirit of Judas has hit you, trust me, you suffering from some trauma and you doing the best you can. Maybe your best ain't good enough. And if you looking at me right now, if you are really dialed into this message, this is not a mistake. And I may sound crazy, that's all right. I may sound weird, that's okay. That's only because you don't know about what the fuck I'm talking about, probably. And that's okay too. And don't take what I just said offensively. I just like to say bad words. And I'm unfuckwithable. Because if Jesus is for me, who can be against me? That's just how I get down these days. It's a level of freedom. Let me just tell you, Martin Luther King didn't die for me, not to be in bondage. Let freedom reign. Martin, you did not die in vain. Freedom is ringing right here. And it ain't what I thought it was going to be. It's so much better because I live in peace. I live in joy. I'm genuinely happy every day because I know when to let some shit die and how to get back up. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I do every time I share these messages, I want to invite you to do the same. What you struggling with right now? Take your life back from it. You shouldn't have no real struggle because the struggle is really up here in your mind and your heart. And I want to help you take back your life from anything that's interfering with those two important things. Mind and your heart and your will, your soul. Jesus came for your soul to be free. Judas tried to keep you in bondage because his dumb ass was in bondage. I'm sorry. I should have more compassion. God's still working on me. That's why I'm not a minister. I do. I have a lot of compassion for the spirit of Judas, but I'm not going to let the spirit of Judas kill off righteousness. I make no more excuses for them. Because if hurt people can hurt people, damn it, I'm healed. I'm coming to heal. You ain't got no excuse if somebody trying to help you. And don't make money an excuse because y'all buy all kinds of dumb shit that ain't going to mean nothing. You go and you pay $50, $60, $70, $80, $90, $100, $150,000 for a car. When you drive it off, it ain't even worth 50% probably of what you paid for. So you waste money all the damn time enslaved to a system because you don't really understand how the system works. And how it works is to keep you enslaved. Really. That's absolutely no judgment. I did it too. I did. But I'm saying just don't make money a problem. Because there's more money than the law. There's so much money out here. And if you don't have what you need, that is because you need some more information. Perhaps the information that you have right now is not working. And you need some new information. Perhaps you need to go ahead and click the damn schedule a consultation appointment. Let's talk about it. Because I don't work with everybody. We may, through our consultation, decide that this may not be the right marriage. Because I'm not here to take your money. I'm here to help you successfully live your abundant life. Because Jesus died for your ass to be free. Make no mistake about it. He died for you to be free. But like Harriet Tubman said, I would have freed more slaves, but they didn't realize they were enslaved. So most of y'all, this message is not going to appeal to you. And if it doesn't, that's great. Go and look at another Facebook Live. Don't waste your time no more. Don't waste your time on the truth. Remain in bondage. I'm not for you, boo. I'm not for you. I'm for people who are ready to be free. I'm for people like me who woke up one day and said, fuck this. There must be a better way to live. And when I started envisioning what I really wanted and started talking to the source who could provide it all, that's when I started seeing life differently and moving forth with creating that and finding my peace. My whole squad is on this real shit, for real. All right, so let me bring this to a close. You know I love y'all. Could you please share my message? Share it because I'm coming against the spirit of Judas. That spirit of Judas is fear-based. And I'm only trying to help our new administration do what they say they're going to do, which is help to heal the soul of America. Well, if we going to heal anything, baby, you got to start with the truth. You can't keep lying and think you're going to heal anything. Let's start with that. Let's start telling the truth about some shit. That's the only way. If we gonna heal anything, because what we've been doing is putting Band-Aids on big wounds. You gonna heal anything, you're gonna have to go in. you're going to have to go into the tissue and go to the root of where the problem is. The root of the problem are lies. I guess that's why God said the truth will set you free. So when they keep talking about what would Jesus do, what would Jesus do, what would Jesus do, we've been talking about what Jesus would do for 2,000 years. Y'all need to understand what Judas does. So then you can understand what's going to happen. What most of us spend a lot, not most of us, but a lot of us spend a lot of time in this Judas space. And then you say that you follow Jesus. Stop pimping Jesus. Stop lying. Okay, let me get back to what I'm trying to say. Listen, guys, I'm going to post my link if you need a consultation. Go ahead and schedule one. And then I'm going to also invite you guys to get my free ebook, my 10 Spiritual Truths to Prepare You to Take Back Your Life. And at the end of this month, actually in about 15 days, I'm going to be hosting a soul massage on November 29th. 10 spots are available. What is a soul massage, Latrice? Something that all y'all need. What it does is it's an enjoyable, soothing, spa-like experience for men and women that we're going to enjoy virtually, where we come together to help get a dose of positive energy and release some of these toxins that we are carrying as we're navigating the world right now, as it is spinning around and round and round in a whole bunch of ugh. I want to help you feel renewed, feel rejuvenated, get some more information about how you can take some of my tools and methods into your home and you can start living a more stress-free life. It's an affordable way to work with me because everyone can't work with me. So I'm creating experiences for those of us who may need this that everyone can afford. Your child can afford this course. They can't come, but I'm saying that's how cheap I made it. That's how affordable. Did I say cheap? I don't do cheap. Cheap don't work. Let me tell you this, guys. I do not invest in your limitations no more. I don't. Because see, I know how powerful you are. And I know if you want something, you're going to go get it. So we're not going to let something like money, something so damn insignificant, something that you have the power to go and create, to stand in our way of having a beautiful relationship. Especially when you take that same money and you go do some shit that ain't gonna do nothing but continue to keep you enslaved with it in the first place. See, you're going to invest in your bondage, but then at the same time, you make excuses why you can't fight for your freedom. Come on now. Wrong chick. My whole squad is on the real shit. You're not going to tell me what you can, what you can't afford. Because I've seen people who live in low standard housing go buy damn $1,000 worth of firecrackers for the 4th of July and destroy the planet and my eardrums with it as well. Don't tell me what you can't afford. You're not going to tell me what you can afford. When I was living in the city of Chicago and people who were on government assistance would go and buy Michael Jordan shoes that at that time was going for $100. And that's when $100 really was $100. And they figured out how to go get them. And they was killing people about it. We ain't going to let something like money stand in the way of us having a relationship. So don't come to me about that shit. This is not my price. This is how much you're willing to love yourself. So we're not going to play no games with money. It's how you love yourself with your money. And what you do is, most people are using their money to hide their problems, their pain, their trauma. So they invest into their enslavement rather than invest into their freedom. So for those who want to be free, join me for an affordable soul massage experience, because I'm only taking 10 people and I'm halfway done. I may not even have no more slots available, quite frankly. But if I do, then you should go and grab them. And then I'm going to do a corona recovery period because, listen, let me explain something to y'all. I love you. We ain't going to let no damn disease standing up our way and off of our freedom. We got some healing to do and our recovery to do. And my course is going to be dope. Have y'all seen any corona recovery out here? Any courses? I haven't. So when I don't see it and I know people need it, I say, oh, I'm going to create it. Plus I know how to. But this course is for anyone who is struggling right now with the time that we're living in, and you know you're living in an anxious state. Maybe you have had the virus and may have passed it on mistakenly to some people, and you're living with guilt, you're living with shame. Maybe you've lost some family members, you're dealing with grief. Maybe you're in the medical profession, you need a break. This is to give you new life. This is to give you inspiration. This is to heal the mindset and the trauma that comes with the space we find ourselves in right now. Okay, so that's what we're doing with the corona recovery courses that I'm going to be promoting very soon. Probably, what's today? Wednesday? I'll probably get them out to y'all by Monday. But when I make them available, here's what I want you guys to do. I need you to help people invest in their healing. Y'all refer people to everything else. Shoes, handbags, hair products, makeup, eyelashes. Y'all refer everything, which is good. I do too. I like to share information. I want you to share my course with people because you know all of us have somebody who is struggling through the corona. This period of dis-ease in the world due to COVID-19. We all know somebody that's afraid, that's living alone. You know seniors who are afraid for their lives. You know how many seniors, they've gotten to the point in their life where they want to spend more time with their grandkids, more time with their family, and they don't have technology or they're uncomfortable with technology. And they're the first, they're the most vulnerable group. Or think about somebody who didn't know they carried the disease, took it to their grandparents mistakenly, and the grandparents are in the hospital. Guys, it's all kinds of situations like that. Pass my information on to them. I'm only going to make the course, I'm between 10 and 20 people, but I probably will be doing it regularly. So when you see me start promoting it, encourage people to be a part of it. That's all I'm asking. Not for my gain. God is my source. I ain't never been without. Y'all, I don't work for money no more. Shit, I'm going to have money. I'm a giver. You want more money, become a giver. When you know God and you know the laws of God, money doesn't become an issue unless you are operating in a space where you're not in alignment with it. And I've been there too. Shit. I've had it all. I came into the world and had everything, then lost everything, became happy, and now I'm good. We are doing what we're supposed to be doing. We are where we're supposed to be right now. Okay? So I want you to be where you need to be right now. And where you need to be is in peace. Where you need to be is learning some new spiritual modalities and learning how to come into awareness. What you need to learn how to do is take back your damn life. And when you call me and we set up the consultation, I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay, so look, I've been on here for a long time. And I shared a lot of information. And it was heavy, but sometimes it's going to be heavy. I put light stuff out there. Maybe later on today, I may show y'all take you on a nature walk with me as I go and enjoy the birds and the turtles and the other things on the planet that I like to raise awareness about and support and love and nurture into its fullest potential. But you are my flowers today. You are my flowers today that I am watering. And I hope you receive it as such. Okay, so guys, I love you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.